Okay, I'm Dwi Arni here as the moderator of today's class. I'm very pleased to see you here again, with our speaker, Mr. Soto Franco. And today's course is about language teaching media, and the topics will be what is it? Kahoot, Padlet, Vocaroo, and QR code, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. I don't know whether my pronunciation is correct or not. So Mr. Soto Franco will inform you. Okay. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our speaker today is Mr. Juan Soto Franco. Mr. Soto Franco, how are you today?
I am doing all right. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, it's great to see you again. Yeah. Before we start, let me introduce to Mr. Soto Franco one more time to remind you about him. Yeah. So his name is Mr. Juan Soto Franco. He is a Dominican Republic native. Yeah. And he majored in modern language with an emphasis in the English language at Universidad Autónoma de Santo Domingo in 1992. And he taught English as a foreign language to undergraduate students in this university for more than 15 years. And in 2001, he was granted his first Fulbright scholarship to go to the USA. By fall 2004, he started his master's program in applied linguistics at Ohio University. And in 2006, he graduated with the master's degree and certificate in teaching English as foreign language. At Ohio University, he began his PhD in instructional technology and completed all his coursework. And right now he is an ABD PhD. Yes, awesome. Yeah, it goes without saying that he is a professional in the interest of educational technology. Yeah, that's why we will learn new things from him. And before the presentations begin, I'd like to inform you how the presentation will be going on. Yeah, so Mr. Franco will be invited to present the material, and then after that, there will be question and answer session, and followed by the conclusion. So now allow me to welcome the speaker. Our speaker today is Mr. Juan Soto Franco, MAMED, to deliver his presentation. Mr. Soto Franco, the time is yours, please.
Thank you, Ms. Arnie. Thank you very much for that lovely introduction. Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing all right this morning on a Saturday. While here in New York, it is 9:14 p.m. on a Friday. First of all, I want to say thank you again to Anis Sundasilla, a former colleague of the Ohio University Linguistics Department. We were together in the same cohort, and we graduated in 2006. And through her and her contacts with Drs. Taruvilla and Professor Rizal, we made this event possible. Once again, I also want to thank everyone who is now connected to this webinar or this workshop or this lecture, however you want to call it. And without any further ado, then I'd like to continue with my delivery. Let me just quickly share my screen and let's get started. All right, can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Thank you. Well, this is the third session of a series of 3. We started back in September. We have continued with in October with the second, and today is the third and last session. This time we're going to cover Kahoot, but we're just going to go over that session very quickly because we started it last Friday. Then we're going to move on with Padlet, QR code and Vocaroo. Salamat datang. Here's my name and my emails and my motto. My slogan is that an educator sees a teaching opportunity in everything. Well, what is Kahoot? Okay, let's see. It is a game-based platform, and you can find it on kahoot.com. It is free and it's fun to use. It is very well liked by users, and usually people tend to use it to review content and quiz students, but it's also used in a very attractive manner because it gives points to the participants, and it makes it like a game-like, which is very encouraging for participants. And at the end, somebody gets the gold medal and a silver medal or bronze medal, and people accumulate points for that. Then it is web-based, but you can also download the app. Users can participate from the app as well as the website if they once they visit kahoot.it by entering the PIN number that appears on their screen and for the particular game, and also providing a username. You can create new Kahoots, or you can adapt or modify the ones that already exist in the library. Well, let's have a look at Kahoot. And I'm going to click here, and it's going to take us to my own Kahoot. I have linked my Kahoot to my Gmail account, therefore I don't have to sign in with username and password. And this is what we've got. Oh, an ad. Okay, let's say maybe later. So this is my particular place where I have my Kahoots, as you can see on this side. If I scroll down, I can see or click on view all. I have a total of 24 of them. The last one we used was the one at the top. The one at the top, but as you can see, if I scroll down, we can see some other Kahoots that I have created. Others I have duplicated from an existing one, as that's why you notice that it says duplicate of, because I adapted it from another one. But others I have created on my own. How do you use Kahoot? Oh, this is very simple. First of all, you want to click on create to create one. And once you do that, you have the option to insert a picture by clicking on the plus sign. You can also add video, you can add images or audio. In this case, let's just leave it as is. And let's just start by typing in our first question. What's the host university name? Okay, so we create this question, and then we have to provide which one is the correct answer. As you can see, there's a multiple choice option right here. And in this case, if I click, I can add images if I want to, or leave it as is. And then once I have the answer, I'm just going to use the abbreviation. In this case, of some universities. And then I have to make sure that I select the one that's the correct answer in that circle. So that is telling me, the creator of this Kahoot, that that is the correct answer. And then once I am done with that, I can come to the right-hand side. Again, I can determine whether I want this to be a quiz format with multiple choice questions or true, false. I can also use a different type of answer, puzzles, a poll, word cloud, etc., etc. You can see the different options on the type of quiz that I'm creating. But also I can limit the time, and I can go from 5 seconds to 2 minutes for a particular response. In this case, this is a very simple question. Students probably will take 20 seconds or less, so let's leave it as is. The number of points will be the standard format, but if I display here, I can double points or no points for that particular question. So if I double the points, that means that I probably created this as a bonus question. And the answer questions, they could be a simple select or multiple choice. In this case, a simple select. Now, after I'm done with that, I can finish my Kahoot by clicking save. Or if I want to add more questions, I would just quickly go ahead and click on add question. And again, I select the type of question I want. And in this case, I would just go ahead. If I want to add, again, video, image, or audio, I can do that. I click the plus sign to create, to add the type of media I want to utilize. And once I come up here, I type in my question. And again, down here, I will just go ahead and type in the answers. Again, after I'm done with the answers, I have to make sure that I select the correct answer, just like we did on this first question we created. And that way we can finish our test. I'm gonna click save, but I'm going to add a title here to this Kahoot. And as you can see, the description is optional. I'm just going to type that in there. We're going to keep the language as English, and we can go ahead and save it as Kahoot. Once I'm done with all these details, all these settings, I click done. And then again, I have to click save right here on the right-hand side to make sure that this is done and saved. Okay, so it's telling me that all questions have to be completed. Remember that I started a second question, which I never finished. Well, if I decide that I don't want that question, I simply click on delete. And that way I can finish saving my Kahoot. Once I do that, I click done, and that Kahoot is done. As you can see, it appears at the top of my list. In order to confirm if this is okay, I'm going to use my second option, which is the one we played last week. But before we do that, I can go ahead and click play, and then go to the left-hand side where it says teach. I click teach, and I can always choose the basic because I am using the free version of Kahoot. So I don't want to go and try something different that is going to ask me to upgrade my account and have me pay for this. So I'm going to click on classic, and I choose classic. And what it does is it generates a code. As you can see it on the screen, this code is for the participants to utilize. So participants who have already downloaded Kahoot on their cell phones, they can go ahead and type in, launch the app, and then type in this code or this PIN number. For those who are using the web, you just go to kahoot.it, and that's how you get started and you can start playing. So I'm going to ask everybody to please go to kahoot.it and type in that PIN number that appears on your screen, 8591652. Once again, go to kahoot.it and type in the PIN number that appears on your screen, which is 8591652. Once you do that, it's going to prompt you to insert your name or username. In this case, please type in your name so that your name starts appearing on my screen right here. So let's see. Remember to go to kahoot.it. Voila, we have the first person here. I hope I'm pronouncing this name correctly. It's Fakur Roman. Now we have Sita, we have the second participant coming in. Once again, you need to go to kahoot.it, either on your cell phone or your laptop or tablet. And once you are there, it's going to ask you to type in the PIN number, which appears on the screen. This is 8591652. And then type in your username. Once you do that, your name should appear on my screen. And we have Anna, you, Aka, Sita, and Fakur. Great, we have 5 participants so far. Let's give it another minute to see if we can get some more participants. We have a total of 107 participants right now, as we can see. Again, we're giving everybody a minute to type in the code and their name before we start playing. We're going to start playing at 9:29. So you may have probably 30 seconds, 20 seconds, maybe. Good, we have 13 participants already in this game. One of the things that you do before you start playing or inviting participants to log into this game is to test it yourself. And you can do that on the same computer screen where it simulates. On one side, it shows a cell phone, and on the other side, it shows the computer screen. So you as an instructor can perfectly go ahead and see how the students will see the game from their cell phone screens while you do it from your computer screen or from your cell phone screen. But there is a simulation of the game before you actually play the game. All right, it is 9:29 and we have 16 participants. I think I want to stop right here and begin the game. Well, we have 17 now. Maybe some other people will join us, and let's see. When we are sure that we have all the participants or all the students on our board, we click the star key that appears right here on the right-hand side at the top. And here we go. And we start in 3, 2, 1. Where is Universitas Islam Negeri UIN located? You have 4 options. Which one do you think is correct? Semarang, Indonesia, Surakarta, Indonesia, Bhutan, Masakar. Voila, look at that. Everybody, I mean, everybody, not everybody, but everyone who answered this question, 15, got it correct. Others did not respond. But let's see who got on the first place, who's on the lead. You, congratulations, you are at the top of the list, followed by Khadaruddin and Cesar, Fariz, and Sita. Okay, let's continue with the next question. Are you ready? This is a true, false question. Mr. Rizal is the main instructor in this class. Is that true or false? And we have that as 10 people got it right, while others considered that Mr. Rizal is not the instructor in this class. Well, I think he is. I'm just an international guest participating here, but he is the main instructor for this class, I believe. All right, but anyways, let's see who continues on the top. Yes, you, congratulations. You continue to be the leading person, the leading participant in this game. Sita went up, so did Fakur. Fakur, Anna just came on the board, and Dimas as well. Congratulations. Let's move on to the next question, which is the last one. We just created 3 questions for this sample. And it says, this workshop is part of the English language teaching department program. Is that true or false? All right, look at this. 14 of you considered that the answer was true, and that is correct. 2 of you answered that it was not. And then we just click on next to find out the prizes. So we start with the bronze prize goes to Anna. Congratulations. The silver podium is for Fakur, and number 1, the top of the list, the gold medal goes to you. Congratulations, you made it. Good job, guys. You were awesome. You deserve my congratulations for your results. So once students see this, they get very motivated and they see they have done pretty well. You can go ahead and discuss the questions as you see the answers come on the board with the students. Once you click next, you'll find that you have the options to play it again. You have the option to get feedback from the participants, but you can also get a full report of what happened, how participants responded to the questions. In this case, we can go ahead and click on get feedback, and I'll do that so that you guys can give me feedback very quickly. There's 3 simple questions. And you can go ahead and click to provide your answers. While you're doing that, we can click here to show the results. Pardon me. You see the first question is giving us a thumbs up. A thumbs down means it's negative. And the average right now is 4.8. And those 3 questions, we can see the results are right there. If we want to see a report on how each individual student performed, we can click that button, and it'll take us right here to this screen where I can see the reports, as you can see them up here. But we can go by players, and it displays all the players and how they responded, how they were ranked. This is from number 1 to number 10, how their answers were. The questions, there were 3 questions, and we can see on the right-hand side how they responded, correct and incorrect. And also if there was some feedback, this is the feedback you guys gave us. 11 of you said that it was a very good learning tool. 12 of you recommended, and 12 of you said that this you feel very good while playing it. So there's a good feeling for participants when they played this game. which is a learning tool. Again, we can go see the summary. We can click by players, by questions, and also get the feedback. All these results can be downloaded and saved for future references, and you can do that without having to upgrade this this game. So that said, that is one way we can use Kahoot. People use it in companies, they use it at workplace, they do it with staff members, in meetings, in workshops like this, and they do it with family members, with students, etc., etc. Okie dokie, so that was our Kahoot. Thank you so much for playing. Now I say terima kasih. Comments or questions. This time we're going to try to limit the number of questions to 2 questions to make sure that we finish in time and I get to present everything I have for you. So please let us know.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Soto. Any comments or questions? It is limited into 2 questions, is it right? Yeah. Yes. If you want to ask a question or give a comment, please raise your hand or you can write it on the chat box. Yeah. Anyone, please?
Yeah, Bu Ami.
Okay, yes, please, Ma'am Nadia.
Thank you very much, Bu Ami, for the challenge. Well, Dr. Juan, I'm so sorry
yes.
of my camera. Let me ask you directly, Dr.
Go
Juan.
ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, related with the Kahoot. Yeah, it's a really very good. Yeah, very good to apply, especially to review or to assess, to know how far the students master the material. Is that correct? One. Well, what I would like to ask, when I see, when I learn from application from you, you show really clear. Well, I think each application there is free and then for premium. Perhaps could you explain, could you elaborate to us that the feature for free or the feature for the differences, the distinguish between free one and then the premium one that we must pay. I think for premium one more complete, right? One perhaps of that you give us example, premium one different from the free one.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your question and your participation. I need to clarify that I don't have a PhD completed yet. I have studied it. I finished all my coursework. I defended my dissertation, but I don't have the doctoral degree yet. I appreciate people call me doctor. They probably do it because they love me, but I don't have a doctorate yet.
Yeah, I do have. Deserve. You really deserve. Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Soon.
I do have 2 master's degree. I don't know if that counts as a PhD, but yes, I have 2 master's degree. Well, here's the thing. I have always used the free version, and this is the one that I encourage everyone to use. First, because you don't have to pay. And I know that for whatever I have needed Kahoot, the free version is enough. I don't have to pay. Of course, once you have the premium version, you have more options. You have more bandwidth, you have more space, you have more opportunities to do other things that you cannot do with the free version. But again, whatever I wanted, have wanted to do with my students and practice and share with them, I've been able to do it through the free version. I don't know if that answers your question, but this is my take on the free versus paid version.
Thank you very much, Juan. How about the participant? The limitation of participant for free 100, is that correct? One or only 2,000? Oh, sorry, it's 20 participant for free first version.
I think the free version allows you to have 50 participants, and that's the basic one. I think it's 50.
Thank you very much, Juan.
Sama-sama.
Really meaningful.
Thank you, Ma'am Nadia, for the question. And one more question, I will take it from the chat box. We have Unit 3. The question is, can you show us the example to using Kahoot for open-ended questions?
For open-ended questions, yes, and you can use Kahoot. The only thing is that since it is kind of a quiz-based test tool, we want to do this very quickly. Of course, you can do open-ended question but that will take a little bit longer. And I don't know if students will be willing to participate in what they call a game, where they have to type up an answer that probably takes them 2 to 3, 4, 5 minutes. And I think the fun goes away from there. So far I have used true, false, multiple choice, something very quickly. And when I do it in the classroom or outside the classroom, I have stopped when I see that the majority failed to answer correctly. Then I stop the game and I ask what happened. And somebody comes up with the correct answer and shares it with the group. And then we all learn from that student. And we learn that the correct answer was the other option and not that one. Yeah.
Okay. Is that answering your question, Unit 3? Yeah, I hope so. So it is recommended for using the quick one. Yeah. So the students will be easier to think when they choose. They only need to choose the options. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's correct too. Yes. Thank you. These 2 questions is enough for this session, Mr. Soto?
Yes. So we can move on.
Yes,
with the next one. Okay, so here's your assignment. You know, there's always an assignment. And for this, we would like you to create your account. If you don't have one, then you would have to go to kahoot.com and create an account. Again, choose the basic version, choose the free one, and then build up a quiz and 3 to 5 questions. Give it a name or a title to your quiz. That'll be on the top left-hand side. Add a picture or video by clicking on the plus sign, or audio or any type of media you want to include. Include the multiple choice or true, false questions. But again, you are free to choose whatever modality of question you want. If you want to create a question that is an open-ended one and you want students to actually work on typing the response, that's up to you. Test your quiz out. Use the game PIN number and insert a username to see how it works. Save your Kahoot and then share your quiz with your instructors via email. Here you have the email of our Mr. Rizal and myself. So please share those with us. Ms. Arnie already has this slideshow, this PowerPoint presentation, which she can share with you later on.
Yes.
So that you have clear directions of the assignment. All right, that was Kahoot. Now we move on to Padlet. And then we continue with QR code, and we finish with Vocaroo. Again, selamat datang, and let's move on. What is Padlet? Well, I always compare Padlet to a Bureau of Investigation, where they start posting pictures one next to the other and seeing some connections, seeing some relationship between the pieces that they're putting together. It's like completing a puzzle where you have different pieces everywhere, but they at some point in time you can organize them so they make sense. So Padlet is like that, and but this is a digital bulletin board, if you will, if you want to put it that way. You can find it at padlet.com. You can sign up for free, and you can have up to 3 Padlets for free. If you want more than that, then you will have to pay. Normally, they ask you for a contribution of $8.25 a month for unlimited Padlets. Again, I don't think you need more than 3. What my colleagues and I have done is that when we create 2 or 3 and we need to create a 4th one, we simply delete the other one. And you can also have the option to download one of these Padlets and save them to your computer. You can use the template they provide you with, or you can modify the ones that already exist in their library. You can use Gmail, the G Suite, Microsoft account, or an Apple account. Pedagogically speaking, we can say that we can use Padlet because it can gather, share, and modify ideas. Participants can do that. The tool helps engage students with games, educational websites, and worksheets, and also fosters collaboration, because a lot of students are visual learners, and when they see things out there, when they see them posted, then those ideas start kicking in, and they have the option, a better understanding of what's going on. You can include clips and links. You can also upload media and files from your computer or from Google. You can use your camera for photos or video recordings if you want to record yourself. And you can archive, export, share, and delete these Padlets. In general terms, that's what Padlet is all about. Well, here's what you get with Padlet. Let's click here and let's see what we get. All right, so here's what it looks like. In this case, I'm already signed in to my to my Gmail account, and that's why it brought me directly to my Padlet. If you didn't have one, if you have to sign in with a different email account, then you will have to provide your username and password. But this is how it works, this simple. Number 1, you have a plus sign indicating that you can make a Padlet. You can join another Padlet, and there's also a gallery of Padlets. Upgrade, that's leading to the paid version. Again, I don't recommend anyone to buy or to pay for this because it's simply not necessary. You can do a lot with a very little with the free version. So stick to the free version. Then we have a demonstration here on how this would look like. If you see this pattern over here, you might say, oh, this is so neatly organized. I can see here that in this demo, we're dealing with tips on language skills. And we have the 4 basic skills listed up there in terms of in columns, like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. I can go ahead and add any other section I wanted to. For instance, if I wanted to add vocabulary, I can do that and save it, or simply hit enter. But if you keep moving to the right, I can continue adding sections and sections and sections. Now, here's where students start collaborating. And this is what student one, and this is just a demo, as I just mentioned at the top. The student collaborated here by providing a video. In this case, if we click the video, it starts playing, and we can watch and listen to what it says, provided that I'm sharing my audio, but it's not necessary for now. Second, if I keep scrolling down, I see the student collaborated with audio, student number 2, and that person contributed with an audio file. How do students collaborate here? Well, they would just come up and click on the plus sign, and this new window pops up, and here they have the option to either upload a document, a picture, a link, or they can also search for images. If they click on the more button, they would find out that they can record the audio, they can use the drawing tool, which is very cool, depending on what you're teaching. They can add another Padlet, they can add locations, and this is a physical location of on a map. They can add that information. They can also record video. Again, you have links to websites. Also, you can search for images, GIFs, audio, video, etc. That is how people contribute to Padlets. But how does it actually look like when you start, when you begin? Well, let's click on this particular button that says Make a Padlet. If I click here, the first thing I find is that I have different templates. The one I was using was this one called Shelf. As you can see, things are organized in columns, like a shelf. But I could have chosen the wall. I could have chosen this stream. Stream is pretty much like Facebook or Instagram, where you have a post, and then if a new one comes in, it'll be at the top of that one, and then chronologically they keep posting the most recent one at the top, and they go on and so on. If you use map, you can actually teach geography or locations by posting notes on a map, but also adding in real time the location of that city. On the Canvas part, you can perfectly create a post, but also draw lines to show the connections or the relationship between one and the other feature. You can also create timelines, and these are very important when we read a book, when we have students read a book and contribute with a series of events that took place on that book, or how a character evolves in a story, and they can use those very nicely and post. Once again, that's how you would get started. Let's just quickly select this one to show you how this works. By default, Padlet will bring their background or wallpaper, but you can perfectly change that. If you come to the right-hand side, you just click on, it is by default on Modify. And the first thing you want to do is give a title to this tab, Padlet. And I will just go ahead and type in history of UIM. And it says description, and I would say this timeline describes the history of University Islam Negri. And then you can choose the icon. Usually this is an emoji, and you can choose whatever you want to place on that, and based on what you think matches your story. Again, that's up to you to use. Probably we should find the Indonesian flag, which I'm going to be honest, I don't think I can find it. Anyways, you can choose an icon, or you can choose not to have an icon. And in that case, you just simply click on the back button. This is the ID for your Padlet. If you click on the button on the left, you already copied that URL on the clipboard, and you can paste it on a website. You can share it via email. You can embed it on a website, etc. Here's by default the wallpaper or background. You can always change this to solid colors, and you can choose the different colors that come along with this, but you can also choose gradients. Again, you choose the color you prefer and the gradient, textures and patterns. And if you are not happy with those, you can perfectly go ahead and click on pictures, and they have some pictures already created in their gallery. But you can also add your own if you wanted to. For this case, I'm just going to go ahead and click on this gradient and leave it as is. You can immediately see how your Padlet is looking like. You see the title, you see the description of it, you see the timeline, you can see the wallpaper you selected. Again, if you keep scrolling down, you can find the font if you want to make it larger, smaller, etc. The attribution, the comments, and this is you want to allow others to comment and to have reactions. Sometimes the reactions vary. People tend to vote, others add stars. I prefer to have it with likes, whether people like it or not. You can choose that, but it's up to you what you prefer to have. You can filter the content, and when you do this, profanity is another filter. You don't want anyone coming into your Padlet and start writing profanities, etc. And the map domain, if you have a blog, etc. Now that you have all your settings set up, you can go ahead and click on next. And once you do that, you can start your first posting. The way you post is by clicking on the plus sign that will always appear on the bottom right-hand side corner. As soon as you hover over that plus sign, a pencil icon pops up. If you click it, then it gives you the opportunity for you to post your comment. In this case, you can say that this is when UIN started, and probably you would have to upload some other information, and you probably want to accompany that with a picture from the time when it started. As you can see, this information right here, it's ready for other people to comment. It's ready for other people to, you can edit it. It can, people can like it. People can comment on it by typing the information on this side, whether it is a good one, good job by the person who did it. And you can always click there to view the comment. People like it, well, you just click on it. Again, you can edit this whenever you want to. you can go ahead and keep adding more comments and invite other students to do the same thing. Once you have it ready, you have added some information, and you have given the instructions for others to do this. You can go ahead, I'm sorry, I meant to click on share. And when you click share, this is what happens. You can share this by copying the link to the clipboard, by getting a QR code, which we're talk about in a bit. You can embed it on a blog. You can email it, share it on Facebook or other social media. And here's when you get done, and this is what I said earlier, you might want to download this particular Padlet and save it as a PDF, so you have it as a reference for future Padlets you want to use. But again, this is the way how you would share it. Something very important about privacy is that you want to keep this as a secret option, because that's the only way you would do this and allow others to share or to participate in your Padlet, as opposed to keeping it private or with the password. Some people might just forget, but if you do it public, then you probably would have somebody posting notes that you don't want people to do. But then when you come down here, you want to determine what people can do with your Padlet. Normally, it is a good idea to keep it as can write, so other people can actually contribute to your Padlet. But if you give the person the role that they can edit, so they become editors, and whatever you did, they can just go ahead and mess it up or just delete it. And you don't want that. So you want people not to read only, but also to be able to read and write. Well, that said, that sets up the way you can create your Padlets. And that brings us then to our next slide, which says thank you again. Comments and questions. And again, to time constraint, we will just going to allow 2 more questions.
Okay.
Hello, Bernie.
Yeah.
I think it's better for us to have question and answer in the end. You still have time, and
Okay.
we're going with the next materials.
Yes.
Yeah,
is it
because
okay?
we only have 10 minutes more. Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Taruya, no problem. I agree with that.
Okay.
That said, then here's the assignment. As you can see, we invite you to create your own account by visiting padlet.com. If you don't have one, you're going to use one of the templates that I showed you to make your Padlet, and then you're going to select one of the templates and then give it a title, change the wallpaper or background, modify any of the settings you wish, add a picture, video, or audio, and then you post. Then you write a brief prompt to invite other people to participate or post. Then you save it and share it with share your assignment with instructors. There you have Mr. Rizal's email and mine, so you can share that information with us. Okie dokie. That said, we move on to the next section of session 3, which is QR code. Selamat datang. And here we go. What is QR code? Well, QR stands for quick response. And if you look at what we have put up here, this is a Japanese car company called Denso Wave. Almost 30 years ago, created this with the idea of facilitating a quick quick inventory of their vehicles. But then this has evolved and has been used in so many areas. It is not a secret that if you go to a restaurant, many of these restaurants have QR codes on the tables, and people simply use their QR code readers or scanners using their smartphone cameras, and then they're able to see the menus. Or if they get if they buy tickets to go to any public event, like I did last weekend, I went to see my nephew play baseball in Washington, D.C., and the restaurant we went to, at the table, they had QR codes. We use our smartphones, scan the menu, and order from there. And also when we entered the stadium, we were able to do that by simply showing the ticket, and somebody with a scanner scanned our QR code, and we were good to go. Earlier, I had asked Miss Arnie to ask you to download a QR code scanner or a QR code reader, so we can actually scan what you see on the screen right now. So if you do that, you should be able to be directed to Wikipedia, which gives you a definition of what QR codes are. In education, we can use QR codes to a quick access to websites and exercises and tips. So when I say sites, I refer to websites that might bring videos, audios, images, whatever you can find as an URL can be scanned, and you can create a QR code to quickly provide access to for students to utilize. It is free. So far, I understand that the free version is limited, but if you have a paid version, then you can go ahead and have more options. QR code generator is needed in order to generate a QR code, obviously. And this website we have right here allows you to simply create a QR code. And I'm going to do that again. I linked this QR code generator to my Gmail account. That's why I didn't have to sign in. And it signed me in automatically. But if you, again, go to the particular URL, which I have provided also, and Miss Arnie can post this on the chat so everybody can have it. Then how do you generate the QR code? Well, simply you click on where it says URL, and you go ahead and I'm just going to, this is my website. I'm just going to go ahead and create one by using my website. And then the URL code goes in here. I paste it in there, and I can shorten that URL. And then I have already created the QR code. If you are able to scan what you see on the screen, you should be able to go directly to my website without having to type in the URL. As you know, some URLs are quite long and maybe a little bit problematic. If you make a mistake, if you type in the wrong information, chances are that by simply missing a period or missing a letter, then you don't have the result you expected, and could be very frustrating. In this case, by simply having the QR code, it's going to go directly there. Again, you can create exercises, you can create quizzes, you can create the QR code, and if you are teaching in person, and this is something I used to do, at the door, I would have this QR code printed and pasted on the classroom door, when students started walking in, they would just scan that QR code, and that would take them directly to the exercise or the reading I wanted them to read before we got started. Alrighty. So that works that way. Well, I think I went ahead and did what I needed to on this page, which new shortcut roads with QR codes. And this is just taking me again to the website I just mentioned. I just went ahead and did that already. Again, questions and comments will be left for last. And here's your assignment. We invite you to visit the QR code generator website. We give you that example, but that's not the only QR code generator that exists. You can pick and choose whichever you want. We would like you to generate a QR code that takes us to an educational video or audio file or a text or a website related to language teaching. With that in mind, then you will share the QR code with your instructors via email. That said, we just go ahead and ask you if you had any questions. Oh, no, the questions will be held until the end. And last but not least is Vocaroo. Vocaroo is a very nice tool we can use. This is all audio related. But what is it? Well, it is a free web-based audio recording tool, and you don't need to log in to use it. It's very user-friendly. You can do recordings and save them on that website up to 3 months. You can use it pedagogically speaking and language teaching for short presentations. It is very shareable with blogs, websites, social networks, QR code, etc. You can download the audio version to MP3 formats, OGG, WAV, or FLAC. So all these formats are available for download when you use this website. Audio is what we do with Vocaroo. Let's click here and show you how that website looks like. If you look at it, you'll see how simple it is. It is ready to be used. What do you have here? Well, you have a button which you click and you can start recording. That's simple. In this case, I'm going to click it. And right now we are recording. 1, 2, 3, testing. 1, 2, 3. I can click again. It'll stop the recording. And I'm going to click play to hear it. But of course, I think I'm not sharing my audio. So let me try to share my screen again. But this time, let's make sure that we share the sound. Click it. And right now we are recording. 1, 2, 3, testing. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that was recorded. Now, if I'm not happy with what I recorded, I can go ahead and click here and start recording one more time. 3, 4, 5, 6, recording. I can either pause and then continue recording here and start recording one more time. 3, 4, 5, 6, recording. And if I am happy with what I recorded, that is very simple. All I need to do is either save or share, and I can do that right away. By the way, And the settings, if you look at this dented wheel, if you click it, you want to have these settings on. So you want to remove background noise and you want to auto adjust the volume. So that is, if you are using the computer microphone and you're far away from it, it'll adjust automatically the volume of the recording. So once you do this recording and you're happy with it, you can click on share. And here you have a variety of options where you can share this with some social media like Facebook, Twitter, email. You can also use WhatsApp. You can simply copy the URL and then share it via email or embed it on a website. If you want to embed it, you would click on the embed button, and then you would copy the embed code, which you will just paste onto your website, or whether it is a website, a blog, a learning management systems such as Google Classroom or Blackboard or Moodle, etc. And guess what? You can also share it by scanning the QR code, something we have already learned. And to do that, you would just use this code that displays right here. So again, you can share all this through Vocaroo. And what is important about this is that you can have your students comment on some information that you have posted on your website or on your course. You can have them post this, share the audio they recorded. They can narrate the story. They can describe a picture. They can describe themselves. They can do a lot of things that require an audio recording, and this should be as simple as doing a 1, 2, 3 testing. If they already have an audio recorded, they can go ahead and click on the upper button up here that says upload, and by clicking there, they can select from their computer whatever they want to share with the class. Again, if you're not happy with what you recorded, you simply delete that audio file by clicking the delete button, and Vocaroo will just take care of that. Again, very easy to use. Does anybody have a question?
Is this the last?
Was that a question, Arnie?
For all of the materials or only for Vocaroo? Okay. So this is question answer session, yeah. In the end.
No.
Oh, no?
At the end. At the end. Okay, no problem. Okay, so just to conclude, this is how simple Vocaroo works. Again, you do the recording. You simply listen to what you recorded. Are you happy with that? You are not? And then if you are happy, just download it, save it, and share it. Back to our presentation, that's where we have the question and answer sessions and also our assignment. So we are inviting you to visit vocaroo.com and press the record button to do your own recording. And in this case, we're asking you to do a brief recording, a note, no longer than 2 minutes, and say what you liked about these workshops and why. Recommend what you have and what can be done to improve them. And also tell us if you liked more workshops like these. Share your audio file, or whether in a link format or a QR code, or you can embed it to a website, but share that with us, your instructors, David, Mr. David Rizal, or myself.
Okay.
I think, okay. Terima kasih. Then I think we are now open for questions and answers.
Okay, terima kasih, Mr. Soto Franco. Question or comments? Maybe anyone will directly ask the question, please. Sorry. Or you can write down on the chat box. Yeah. Anyone, please? You can speak up directly. Okay. If there is no one asking, maybe I can give a comment for this. So the question will be about Padlet, QR code, and Vocaroo. Yeah, and one of the interesting point is, yeah, especially for QR code, because we usually have it in our daily life for going to the public places, but one important point here and interesting is we can use it for having the learning and teaching process in language teaching. Yeah, this is very interesting. I also browse some of the information that we also can have like quizzes, and you can access the assignment or the material. Yeah, this is very interesting, Juan. Thanks for give the very insightful information. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, please?
You're very welcome. You're very welcome.
Okay. There is no one asking. So I think it's clear enough. Yeah. So maybe the students will have the recording if they want to try the activity, because it is very interesting. Yeah. Especially for teachers. Yeah. To have we still have an online classes nowadays, and we can use it as the tools and the media in teaching the students. Yeah. It's very interesting. And yeah, and if there is no question, so let me have a conclusion of this activity.
Ask question.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please.
Yeah. Thank you, Ibu Arnis.
Yes, please.
Yes, this is interesting topic because there are a lot of what was that media to use for teaching and evaluation. And here I want to ask before for the Kahoot that there is a score appears in the screen, but I don't know how to get that score. I mean, you see the instructor set the score, because I see I think the score appears, and then also for the screen, what's this? The screen. How to make the screen, how to put it. I mean, for example, I already see the what's that key code, and then how to make it how to screen it. You see, we make it a screen in the our mobile phone or smartphone, or how to make it like that first. Thank you, Mr. Juan.
Thank you, Ms. Edith Aziza. Thank you for your question. That's a very interesting and important one. I appreciate you ask. Actually, the score is not something you control. This is something given by Kahoot itself. Now you can choose to double the number of points the system brings, and that is an incentive for the students. And you can do that on one particular question, or you can do this on all the questions, but it's up to you. But you don't determine if you're going to give the student 1,700 points or 2,000 points or 2,300 points. It's the system itself that determines the number of points. Again, as I said before, you can determine to give a particular question the double number of points, or you can decide to give all the questions double points.
Can I ask more? Because
absolutely, go ahead.
yeah, I see my answer is correct, but why my name is not put in the screen? Why? Well, I didn't see the score of mine, for example.
Oh,
like that.
okay.
Oh, I see.
Ranking.
When you participate, usually the score, the names of the participants that score the highest are the ones that are ranked, and probably you would see the names of the first 5 that score the highest, and those who are below that rank then do not show up. Now, if I, as an instructor, want to see what everyone scored, I can go ahead and download the results, and right there I'll be able to see each one's response and what they responded correctly and incorrectly, and what the score was. Yes.
Okay, so you see in terms of the speed of the response, isn't it? We put it.
Yes. 2 things have to do with the ranking of the responses. Number 1, accuracy, meaning that you answered correctly, and number 2, speed. So whoever answered quickly and correctly gets the points. Now, if you answered correctly, but you were like the last one to post your answer, chances are that your score is going to be less than the one who did it faster. It's like a race. It's like a competition. So it is. I would like that. It's a game.
Okay, thank you.
My
and
pleasure.
Also for this.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Ms.
One more question about the QR code. The scan, how to
QR
scan.
Yeah, sorry, because time I think is nearly up. Yeah,
limitation. Yes.
No question. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the last question. Thank you, Miss Siti Aziza. Yeah, thanks, Juan Soto Franco, for delivering the very interesting and very inciting information. Yeah. So let me close this class by give. Yes.
Miss Ernie,
yes.
I would like to share a survey with the class, if that is okay, and we have it right here on
our survey.
I think I shared the link with you via email. If you could put this on the chat, that would be very grateful. I'll be very grateful because I'm just trying to assess myself to see how.
Oh, survey. Okay. I will. Okay.
Could you please post that on?
Yes.
In the chat box.
Yeah. So the survey is already on the chat box.
Okay, perfect. Well,
okay.
Again, I'll thank everybody who has participated and everybody who has will be providing feedback on these sessions, whether you only attended this session or you attended the 3 sessions we had since September. Please be diligent to give me answer, to give me your responses, because and that will help me improve and do my work much better in the future.
Okay, terima kasih, Juan.
Sama-sama.
So that was our last question and last session, and this is our last meeting for online. Yeah, I hope we will meet soon directly. Yeah, and ladies and gentlemen, we finally come to the end of this event. And before I close the class, I would like to take the conclusion that today we have this. The speaker have already delivered about Kahoot, Padlet, QR code, and Vocaroo, and you can also study it again if you want to. We will share the link of the recording of Zoom. Yeah, thank you very much. And I'd like to thank to Mr. Soto Franco for the informative and interesting presentation, and for all the participants who is very active. And then finally, would would you please give applause for our lovely speaker here? Thank you very much, Juan Soto.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Juan.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. And remember, the next session is to be determined.
Determined.
Sampai jumpa lain waktu. Did I say it right?
Sampai jumpa lain waktu. Yes, you're correct. Thank you, Juan. And let's close this very interesting class by saying Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, thank you. Okay, akhirul kalam. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Juan.
And have a nice weekend, Juan.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Get well soon. Oh, Soto Franco.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Next time you'll see me without the mask.
We really appreciate that you want to turn on your camera beside your condition. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you may leave this room if you want.
Absolutely. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Thank you. Oke, sudah, Butaro ya?
Sudah. Untuk surveinya tekankan ke partisipan.
Iya, nanti jangan lupa diisi, nanti akan dikirim ulang di WhatsApp grup. Barangkali nanti ada yang tertinggal gitu ya, Mem ya? Iya, di grup participants. Oke, terima kasih semua panitia, peserta, dan semua Bapak Ibu dosen. Acara ini sudah berlangsung dengan lancar, alhamdulillah. Bagaimana, Mem, ini? Sudah di-end saja atau gimana?
Yeah, all participants, remember that you need to complete the survey form from Juan, yeah? So please complete it directly. And what about the attendance list?
The attendance list has already been posted in the chat box.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So besides completing the attendance list, don't forget to complete the survey form from Juan.
Thank you very much, Ma'am.
Yeah,
how about tomorrow, Ma'am? What time?
Surveinya ya, jangan lupa ya.
Ya. Besok ada lagi ya, Ma'am?
Iya, bisa ada lagi dengan Gandhi.
8 AM ya, Ma'am.
Betul.
Oke.
9. 9.
9. Oke.
9.
Oke, Ma'am. Thank you very much.
Halo, Ed. Kayaknya Ed loh.
Oh, Ed. Oh, Mamer. Ada Mamer ya. Tulisannya hanya Mer gitu. Siap. Siap, moderator. Yes, Mami. Insyaallah.
Jamnya harusnya sama kemarin.
Loh,
sama minggu lalu harusnya.
Kok di linknya jam 8 itu?
Wah, itu linknya salah tuh mungkin. Coba nanti dicek dulu.
Flyernya ya jam 8 loh.
Kalau jam 8 nanti nggak pas dengan jam dia kan?
Nah, iya. Tolong dicek ya. Itu flyernya jam 8 kok.
Oke, nanti Bu Mer bisa menginfokan di grup panitia ya, Mem ya, biar dibuat fixnya seperti apa. Itu nanti dikomunikasikan dengan Gandhi juga.
Flyernya udah tak kirim ke Gandhi tuh.
Oke.
Oke, kita tutup ya. Oke, Liv.
Ya, Mas.
Okay.
Thank you.
Assalamualaikum.
Thank you. Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Sampun nggih?
Ya, udah.
Bisa diakhiri. Monggo silakan. Jangan lupa save chat